Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining me today. We're going to take this time right now to stop, to settle in, to pause, to allow ourselves to just be right here. Uh, kind of maybe just step away from the doing for a bit. So, sitting, standing, lying down in a way that's comfortable for you. Perhaps closing your eyes or having a downward gaze or keeping your eyes open. Being at ease, alert, just allowing yourself to just relax through the body in this moment. So as we pause, just taking this time right now to notice that you're here. Noticing that you are sitting, standing, lying down. Perhaps noticing where your body makes contact with the chair or the cushion or the bed or the floor beneath you. Maybe even noticing some pressure. And even allowing yourself to be supported by whatever is beneath you in this moment. And if you're holding on to anything in this moment, perhaps holding a little less. And we can tend to hold a little less when we just allow what's here to be here, whether pleasant, unpleasant, neutral. So it's this idea of being okay with whatever's here. So we can allow ourselves to be here. We can allow our attention and our awareness to be right here. We can allow emotions or thoughts to be here. We can allow ourselves to experience what we're experiencing right now. And as we spend time pausing, we often notice that we experience many different things. And if we're paying attention and aware, we can notice a lot of these things. Oftentimes, we can get stuck in what's up here in our head, the stories, our narrative that we create. The what ifs, the coulda, shouldas, kind of the virtual world that gets created at times. Some of the scenarios that we create, the stories that are on replay. And it's important for us to pay attention to these things too. It's important for us to pay attention to ourselves, to the stories that perhaps we may create, the narrative that we create, which isn't always what's really present right now, and can often just be a story. That is all. It can just be a story. So we're going to take some time right now to listen to a story by Sylvia Boorstein. And then we're going to do a reflection after that. And then kind of go on with our day. So I ask right now just to listen. Listen to the story and just noticing kind of what arises as you listen to the story. Maybe emotions or sensations or thoughts or eyes, images, and just take the time right now to pay attention. That's all we have to do in this moment. One of my most important gurus was a woman whose name I don't know. She taught me that my view of life as perilous and hazard-strewn is one particular perception, not the only perception. I met the woman on the beach in Guaymas 20 years ago. It was summer, and Guaymas in the Sonora Desert of Mexico was very hot. I was staying in a large, air-conditioned, modern hotel. Nearby was a caravan park where people, including this woman, were camping in small trailers. This woman was young, and she had two young sons with her. John, the elder, was 4 years old, and the baby was just beginning to crawl. She explained that she didn't like to stay where she lived in Los Angeles in the summertime. So she camped in Mexico for several months, and her husband flew down to join them each weekend in his own small plane. Everything in her story seemed worrisome to me. Being a woman alone on a beach in a foreign country, having to watch a small baby crawling around at the edge of the water while minding a snorkeling 4-year-old, the problems connected with getting clean, drinkable water, refrigerating milk, and other perishables in that hot climate. How close the nearest doctor was, had she even thought of that? The danger of her husband flying down to Mexico by himself each weekend. Indeed, every aspect of her situation provided me with material from which I could construct a catastrophe. She seemed to be having a fine, relaxed time. One night, we had a huge rainstorm with booming thunder and flashes of lightning that filled the sky. The rain was torrential, and I worried as I looked out of my sixth-floor window about the possibility of flash flooding and what it might do to the caravan park. By dawn, the storm had passed, and I hurried to check up on my woman and her children. The caravan park was a mess. The rains had washed everything outside the trailer, and people were busy sweeping up. My woman was also sweeping, her children playing happily nearby. How was the storm? I asked. It was great, she answered. Did you have any problems with the children? I looked over at them gleefully splashing in the puddles. Oh no, she said. The baby slept right through it. And John would have slept through it too, except I woke him up so he wouldn't miss it. I was stunned, and I thought to myself, there is another way to do life. So just noticing what's arising for you after you've heard this story, checking in, noticing thoughts, emotions, sensations, images, whatever else may be here. And then when you're ready, bringing your attention to the area of the heart, and perhaps placing a hand or both hands over the heart space. Maybe even noticing the beating of your heart. And then taking a moment to reflect upon this question. What do you notice when the story or narrative arises for you? What do you notice when the story or narrative arises for you? What happens when the story arises, the narrative arises for you? And just checking in and noticing what comes up for you. Thoughts, emotions, sensations, images. Being with whatever is here in this moment, allowing whatever is here to be here. And oftentimes, Our stories or narratives are created by disconnection. Things are a certain way and we want them to be differently. I'm upset. I want to be happy. I'm stressed. I don't want to be stressed. And oftentimes, this is based on our expectations, our preferences, our comparisons, our perceptions, our misperceptions. And it's really important that we pay attention to this because what tends to happen when we kind of get caught in this space of disconnection is it's when at times we can tend to be more critical, more judgmental. It's that area where kind of shame and judgment occur. Um, we are going to experience pain. What tends to happen when we get stuck in this space is that we pile on to our pain that's already there. And it's important that we pay attention to all of this. It's important we pay attention to these stories, these narratives that come up. I think we have a tendency to want to push them away or avoid them. It's important for us to pay attention and acknowledge our stories, the stories that we tell ourselves, because often that's all they are, is just a story. So maybe we can accept that for what it is, and perhaps maybe give ourselves a little more slack, cut ourselves a little bit of a break, maybe fight it a little less or resist it a little less. And perhaps have a little more acceptance of that moment, acceptance of who we are, because we are all really amazing people, and we all struggle. And I think that we can all tend to get caught up in our stories at times. So it's important for us to pay attention to them, to see what they really are, to see what's really underneath it all. It's an opportunity, because if we don't pay attention, we can really miss out on a lot of really important information to help us take care of ourselves. So when you're ready, bringing your attention back to the body, noticing that you are here. You are here in this moment. You are breathing. You are alive. You are present and aware for what is here right now, allowing yourself to be right here in this moment and giving yourself the care that you deserve and need. And then receiving the sounds of the bell. If your eyes are closed, allowing them to slowly open. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you have a great day. I hope you take really good care of yourself. I hope that you take time to pay attention, to be aware, to notice what's happening moment to moment. Have a great day, and I really hope I get to see you soon. Take care.